now. So you can wait a couple seconds. Good evening, volleyball fans. Welcome to Elk Grove, Illinois for Grenadiers Girls Volleyball. The Grens are hosting the Pirates from Palatine High School. Bob, the Grens have been playing really well lately, really finding their stride with the 3-game win streak. How do they keep this up?
How do they keep this up? That's going to be hard to keep this up. Palatine is a very good team, but both teams have a 4-4 record, right? So it's just that Palatine got there a little bit different order, not winning the last 3 in a row. But the last 3 wins for Elk Grove, as you pointed out, were against Taft, Round Lake, and Maine West, and none of those are the same as Palatine. And in warm-ups, what we saw from Palatine is a pretty good team with a well-coached team. They're going to be a formidable opponent for Elk Grove to win this game. I do like one of the players, especially on Elk Grove, though. She's a freshman, this Angelica Dilag. I watched the huddle highlights before I got to here at both of these teams, and I'm very, very impressed. And she's just a freshman. What a fantastic future she's going to have if Elk Grove can surround her by good players going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. We know the National Football League kicks off around 7:20 tonight, but first sit back and enjoy this matchup between the Elk Grove Grenadiers and the Palatine Pirates. Thank you for everyone tuning in. I'm Chris Randall, and he's Bob Vilsole. Jerseys tonight, Palatine's in gray tops, black bottoms, red lettering. And the Grens are all black with green lettering. As we do not have starting lineups yet, I don't believe, but Bob can tell you a little bit about what he's seen in the past.
I pretty much know, right, but you can also, as staying on the housekeeping end of things, you can watch this game at Facebook. What do I do? I go to Facebook on my wife's account because I don't have a Facebook account, right? I get myself into trouble. And I just look up and do a search on EGTV, and that's how you can find it. And then later on, it gets posted at www.egtv.viebit.com, and then you can download it. I like the idea of, the players can go there, download it, and then create a highlight film from this. The camera work is terrific. We've got a camera up at the top of the stands that has the panoramic view, and then we've got one of the sides here, the camera right next to us, where we can get close-ups of when Palatine is serving. But for Palatine, the starting lineup is likely to be Zoe Johnson, one of the outsides, and she is the daughter of Donna Milano, who I used to play with and against years back. Donna Milano is the real deal on the volleyball court, so is Zoe. Then Amber Plebansky, that would be an outside hitter. Mira how do we pronounce that?
Chokajiva.
Yeah. She'll be the middle. She's a terrific player. Then Delilah Kessler, the other middle. She's in our club. And then Kendall Smith will be one of the DSs. We're not sure yet who is going to be setting for Palatine. Anyway, Elena Rattay, probably number 12, the freshman. And then for Elk Grove, Lauren Brunn, senior outside. Annabelle Sanchez, senior outside. Angelica Dilag, the freshman middle that I'm impressed with. The other middle, Julia Jekerzinska. And then setting, we're not sure at Elk Grove either. They're not using the regular setter that we've seen in the past, Reese Gabur, we're not sure why. And then Sammy Daly would be right side, possibly setting. And then libero, we've seen Vanessa Witkowski. Now, her sister used to play at Harper and is now at Oakton. So there's some volleyball genes in that family, the Witkowskis. Should be wearing the jersey. I think Elk Grove has a number 32 jersey, and that's her, indeed, that she came in. And I think she's going to open up and serve.
Yeah, serve first. She looks to be the libero.
Yeah, oftentimes teams will start with their middles back right and front left, and then you put the libero back right, and then you start serving. Then the libero gets to do the serve.
Yep, and there goes Witkowski, and it's going to fly out for the first point. It goes to Palatine. We're underway here in the Elk Grove gym. Palatine leads 1-0. So it's very early.
So no sooner we say she comes in to serve, she misses that first serve.
Yeah, exactly. Amber Pavlovsky back to serve, sends it over, handled by Sanchez, and it's going to be sent over for a free ball. Kretsch is going to hand that one to Chokovic. That's going to be dug out by the Grens, and then Chokovic will get a big block to make it 2-0 Pirates. And
yeah, you said handled on that serve receive. That was a great serve, and Elk Grove just put 2 hands up, and it kind of went flying. And then I'm going to call her Mira. She just hammered the second one right at an Elk Grove player. Kind of almost want to say lucky dig, and then got the block.
Yeah. As another free ball goes over for Palatine, they send this one over to number 25. It's going to go out.
Yeah, Zoe.
As Zoe Johnson sends it over the back line. 2-1 Pirates. Grens find themselves on the board now.
On that hit, she's got to reach a little bit higher. She hits with a lot of power, but, maybe needs to reach a little bit higher on the swing to get more of an angle into the court.
Ella Duckman serves it over. And they're going to go right back to Johnson. And that one will be a kill for Johnson as she goes across court and finds the floor.
Yeah, she's not going to miss 2 in a row, right?
No, absolutely not. And they're going to send back Hella Gretsch, a senior libero for Palatine, as they're up 3-1 early in the first set. And it's going to be handled, and it's going to be sent back over by Duckman. Gretsch to back to Johnson, going for 3 in a row. This one's handled so far. And now your freshman Dilag will send it back over. And they took out Chokajiva. I've been looking to find her in this play, but they took her out for number 8.
Well, they were the middles rotated. They're the 2 middles, right? Delilah's now the front row middle, and Mira's off the court. On that last play, the reception over there by Witkowski was terrific. That was a great serve. Yeah. She had to just about do the splits and go flat on the ground to bring that up. It was a great pass.
Yeah, Annabelle Sanchez sends it to Johnson towards Smith, and then it's going to be a free ball for Elk Grove. Let's see if they could get a set opportunity, and this one will go out towards the back line as Dilag hit that one over, tried to find some fingertips, unable to do so. Pirates point. And we have a hold-up as number 7, Ali Krona, was supposed to sub and was too busy talking on the bench. So 4-2 here.
That happens more than we think.
Yeah. Corona with the serve.
Wait, Coach, you want me to go in?
Brunn to Duckman, cross court to Dilag. She'll get a kill. 4-3. Gren's trying to inch back up and take a lead possibly here.
And that ball landed on the bench just about where she started from.
Yep, and Dilag will go back and serve. As you said, she's a freshman.
Well, that answers your setter issue, too. Allie's going to go in and do the setting there.
As this one won't go over the net for Dilag and gives a free point to the Pirates.
After I said all those nice things about Dilag, she misses her serve.
Hey, like you said, she is a freshman. These things could happen. They're going to take some time to grow.
Yeah, she's going to be good.
Johnson for the Pirates sends this one over the net. Handled, and it is going to be Brunn to hit this one over. I remember her from last year. Johnson from back row attack attempt. Handled. They're going to go right back to Brunn. 2 players meet her at the net, but we'll have a continuation for the Grens. 15, Duckman sends it over, and now number 8, Kessler will send one to the floor for the Pirates, and they're going to double their lead to make it 6-3.
We like to see Kessler get kills.
Yeah, feed the middles, right?
Well, she's in our Sky High Club, and we practice at Harper, so we like it when she gets a lot of kills.
Yeah.
And she is a monster at the net with her blocks. She's good, strong, tall, powerful blocker, and penetrates the net. Another ace.
Yeah, ace for Johnson, first one of the night. I was going to say, is Delilah Kessler a future Harper College volleyball player?
One hopes. Right. And Donna Milano is proud of that ace.
And Johnson looking for a second one, and she'll get a second ace in a row. 7, make it 8-3 Pirates.
One of the players here at Palatine, what makes them good is Zoe here on those serves. She's got a lot of muscle when she hits, a lot of power.
And alternates kind of out.
Yeah, and alternates kind of between top spin and a float, and so a top spin one way and a float another. It makes it tough to read if you're a passer on the Elk Grove side.
Yeah.
So I'd say at this point, don't serve Witkowski. On one pass, from a coaching perspective, she showed me that she can pass, serve somebody else, make somebody else prove that they can do it. Sometimes you don't need to keep blasting the ball at the libero or whatever to find out if they can pass or not. One pass to her, good enough for me, go serve somebody else.
Yeah, it seems like these last 2 points they've been targeting Brunn, and they've both have come out as aces for the Pirates. So 8-3 is our score as the first timeout has been called by the Grens in this first set.
And that's what you have to do. Okay, you're ahead 8-3, so you're thinking, what have we done well so far, and what do we know that they can or can't do on the other side? So all you're trying to do at this point now in time is continue to extend the lead. Don't do anything stupid that makes it come closer that you didn't need to do. So don't hit it out, serve it in. We got to not let the ball drop.
As both teams back out onto the floor.
So I expect the serve to go on the right side here. It'll keep it away from the libero over there.
Yeah, see if they do target Brunn once again. Johnson serve up and in the direction of Brunn.
Well, that must have been what they were talking about because they were going for that right side, right line, right?
Yeah.
Didn't miss by a lot, but that's the place to serve it in that rotation.
as the Grens do fall and get a point. Sammy Daly, you were talking about her on the pregame. She's back to serve and will hit this one into the net.
Clearly there's an announcer's jinx going on here.
Yeah, it's twice already so far. But now we see Mira Chokajiva come back in and Kessler exit. And back to serve for the Pirates is number 4, Anna Wilcox. And there you go. They target Witkowski, and this comes into an attack attempt. And attacked by number Polanski is going to be a kill, as initially it looked like it was dug out by Brunn of the Grens, but the second hit wasn't
Witkowski went for a diving dig, and unfortunately with one hand. We coach go for 2. I mean, she's got all the athleticism you need. Just get that second hand there, and you can get that dig.
Wilcox, the serve towards Witkowski. Now number 9, Sanchez, and then they'll get it over. Dug out. And now Johnson will send a back row kill.
I think she's getting more back row attack attempts than the front row.
As now Johnson will take that one, dig it up, and number 16, Plebnonsky, will send it back over to the Grens. Good rally rolling here so far. They're going to feed Chokajiva, and she'll send it into the net, 10-5.
You mean Mira?
Yeah, Mira. I'm going to try and say the last name a couple times until it messes me up. But that was a mess up there first.
Chokajiva?
Yeah, Chokajiva.
Yeah, I give you a lot of credit.
And it was a Grens point. And Brunn sends it over. And they're going to handle to Pleblaski. And this is going to be a kill for her, as Witkowski has handled the serves very well, but on the attack she hasn't been able to handle.
Well, she's trying to cover a lot of ground, and Palatine is certainly not going to hit it at her, not if they can help it. So it's making it challenging, and 6-point lead.
Yeah.
That 5-point lead at 8-3 is now a 6-point lead at 11-5.
Elena Ratte back to serve for the Pirates. She gets it over, and this is going to split Witkowski and Brunn. I believe they both thought they were going to get it, and then they almost touched heads on that one. 12-5 is our score here in the first set.
Yeah, I don't want to be like the announcer's jinx on Brunn, but I'd say that right now Palatine is targeting her.
Yeah.
They're saying, let's see if she can pass.
And this one goes to the opposite side. That's 3 times for us. And they're going to handle Sanchez. Dug out by Johnson. The cross court to Plebnowski, and a 2-person block for the Grens. Duckman and Jakorzinski, I believe, were the blocks. And now Witkowski's going to go back to serve. Down by 6 are the Grens, 12-6.
It seems like every year we do multiple sports at Elk Grove, there's always a Duckman on every team.
Yeah.
Whether it's soccer, basketball, volleyball.
Johnson to Plebnowski, and that one's across court out of play. 12-7, Grens trying to inch their way back in.
It's out of bounds. That was a strong hit, but I like that. You want to attack the ball. Volleyball, if you're going to just roll the ball over, the other team gets it and it comes down your throat, right? So you got to be aggressive. She was aggressive, just missed it. And then shanked the next one.
Yep, and a great serve by Witkowski, as that one just fell right off the table.
Yeah, it did. But Pleblansky was responsible for 2 points in a row lost.
Yeah.
Right.
And I bet Witkowski's going to go right back to her right here. And Johnson to Ratte to Johnson again, and she will have a back row kill. I believe that's her second back row kill of this game.
Yeah, they do like to set her in the back row. Like we said, more attacks from the back row than the front row.
Yeah, and it's proven to be a very good strategy so far, as Plebnowski back to serve for the Pirates. Up by 5 they are. And it's into the net. Almost hits her teammate, Chokajavia. And 13-9, Pirates lead. Ella Duckman will go back to serve for the Grens. Duckman towards Plebnowski. Cross court, Johnson front row attack, and it's going to be a kill just as good as in the front row as the back row.
So much easier to get kills from the front row. But what I like is that was a shot down the line. The set got out there to the antenna. The blockers usually don't block the antenna, and oftentimes the hitter can hit the line and there's no defender there, and that's what happened for Elk Grove.
Kretsch back serving. Brunn, the attacker once again. She handles this one. Sanchez with the attack. Plebnowski gets it on the tip. They're going to go Johnson on the front row. Dug up by the Grens. Brunn. Sanchez once again. And that one will fly out towards the direction of us. And it is going to be a Pirates point. Kretsch will go back to serve. 15-9, Pirates of Palatine lead. Kretsch, Witkowski towards number 10, Sammy Daly, and then Plebnowski handles Johnson into the net. Grens have reached double digits, 15-10.
Well, and when you talk about the score, right, they were ahead 8-3, and a bunch of plays happened, and they were up 5, and now they're still up 5, just closer to the end. So both teams have played even after that 8-3 start.
Annabelle Sanchez back to serve for the Grens. Sends it over towards Plumnowski, and they're going to attack with Johnson, and she'll float it over. A little bit of a tough pass there by Rata, but Johnson was able to readjust and get a kill.
Yeah, if we had a camera angle from the top on that one, it looked to me like Johnson might have hit the net on that tip, but we're at an angle where we can't really tell. In any event, the lead goes to 6 points now, and the new setter comes in. Allie Korwa comes in.
Yep. She sends this one over. Witkowski towards Daly. Sanchez. That's Brunn actually with the kill. 16-11. And now we will have Dilag, the freshman, back to serve, down by 5 to Grens.
Right, she missed last time. Let's see what happens this time.
This one does get over. Targets Plumnowski, and they're going to have Johnson on the attack. Continue for the Pirates. They're going to flick it over, and Pirates now have a free ball. They're going to try and get Kessler. Kessler gets the kill off the diving opportunity there by Daly. 17-11.
Yeah, they sure got Kessler all right. Kessler got them.
Yeah. And now Johnson's back to serve for the Pirates. Last time she served, she went on a little bit of a run, 2 aces in a row, and had a couple points, non-aces. Let's see if Grens can limit the Johnson serve.
Well, they'll keep this on the right side again.
Yep. And that one's Sanchez to Daly. Brunn tries to hammer it across court, unable to do so. It will go out of play, 18-11. Pirates inching away from a set 1 victory.
Yeah, that set was off the court a bit, so the whole Palatine team had to adjust to stay within the antenna, but nonetheless, Brunn just hit it off the court. Too hard cross.
And here is the second
too far outside.
Yeah, here's the second timeout by the Grens. They're down 18-11. So from timeout 1 to timeout 2, what have you seen?
Well, essentially an even game. So you want to say maybe that first timeout, they noticed something and was able to adjust, or maybe it's just dumb luck, whatever, but it's been a relatively even game. I mean, that first time out, we're talking about a 5-point game, now it's a 7-point game.
Yeah.
But Palatine started out of the gate real fast, and I guess you have to say Elk Grove has to be pretty happy with how it's gone so far. When you're down 8-3 and you can close the gap, or at least stay even with the team, that bodes well. You might not win this first game, but stay even in the second game, you pull ahead, and at the end with a 25-23 lead, you get to game 3.
Absolutely.
So I think Elk Grove has to be pretty happy with how it went for a while, but then they're concerned now that Palatine's starting to pull away with it.
Yeah.
I think if I'm Elk Grove, I'd spend a lot more focus, if you will, on Zoe's hits from the back row.
Yeah.
Stay low, stay deep, see where it's going, dig those, and then turn it around with a front row attack of your own.
Yeah, I would definitely say Zoe's got, 5 kills at least. 3 from the back row, 2 from the front, maybe.
Yeah, I wasn't doing the little tally marks here, but if I'm Elk Grove, I'd also like to see a lot more sets go out to Sanchez. I like that left-handed swing she's got.
As we're back underway, Daly towards Brunn. Brunn's going to get a tip, and it's going to fall to the ground, and that's what you like after a timeout, is getting a point. 18-12, Grens. Well, down by 6.
And I like to see something good happen to Brunn. I mean, that was a nice hard hit. Sure, it tooled the block a little bit, landed in the middle of the court. It's kind of fortunate that it landed, but still a good play, a good hit.
Daly serves it. Gretchen, they're going to go to Plumnowski. Tipped at the net and held up by the Grens. They're going to go right back to Brunn. Gretchen's going to dig this one out. Rata back to Plumnowski, and it's going to fall. Double block. Julia Jakorzinski and number 15, Ella Duckman, gets the block. Grens are back within 5.
Yeah, I like Palatine's attack. It's Poganski on one side and Zoe on the other, right? You got Delilah in the middle and Mira in the middle. I mean, they've got a formidable offensive team.
Yeah, as Rata ball handling error on that one, so Grens within 4. And Daly serve right back to Plumnowski. Rata plays Johnson in the back row. Almost dug out by Daly, and instead it's a Palatine point, 19-14. I was about to ask if Grenadiers got a point on that one. You think a Pirates timeout was on the way?
Yeah, it might have been. I don't know, but it didn't happen, and now 5-point lead. All's good, just like the 8-3 lead.
Yep. Wilcox towards Witkowski. Daly. Brunn trying to keep some momentum.
And Brunn with another kill.
And will get another kill. As I say, Lauren Brunn has been targeted this whole game off the serves for the Pirates.
So you give away on a couple passes and you take him back on a couple of swings. You're only down 4. It's getting close to the end, but it's a manageable lead.
And Lauren Brunn back to serve. Sends it towards Plumnowski. Handled. Rata towards Chokajiva. Dug out by Brunn. And the teammate Witkowski wasn't there to save it. But that was a great dig by Brunn.
I sure had a bad angle. I actually thought that ball bounced off the floor, but apparently not. They kept playing. But nice hit. Mira just laid into that ball.
Yeah, it was a great play.
Right. That'll work at the next level. Keep hitting like that. Don't tip. Keep hitting.
As Elena Rata back to serve. Up by 5 are the Pirates. First one, Brunn, Witkowski, and now it's going to be sent over by Duckman. Gretsch, Rata, and Chokajiva. And it's going to be another kill by her. It was a little bit of a mistiming pass on Rata's then, but it comes up with a kill.
I like it, though. It was actually over the block. Yeah, the set was higher maybe than she expected, but she has a good reach. She did reach. You always want to stretch out the hitter, and actually the hit, even though it wasn't the full force kind of a hit, was entirely above the block.
Rata, Brunn handles, and it's going to be a free ball for the Pirates. Plumnowski gets it dug out by Witkowski.
A nice dig by Witkowski.
Yeah, absolutely. Johnson, Rata, cross court, Plumnowski once again.
Stop tipping.
And a diving effort by Daly. Now it's going to be another free ball. All momentum with the Pirates. They're going to go to Chokajiva, and she'll send this one to the floor. 22-15. Pirates really starting to take the lead in an ensuring way.
Yeah, I think Sanchez tried to double block but didn't close the block there, and Mira just, swatted the ball 99 miles an hour between the gap there.
That one almost hit the floorboard after the
breaks the floorboards. Sanchez is going to have to get closer on that double block, I think.
Sanchez gets it tipped at the net. Rata back towards number 15, Lily Hansen. Diving effort, and the Grens won't be able to keep it up.
Now, Lily Hansen's older sister was on this team last year. Maya Hansen. I think she was going to go to Illinois State, maybe U of I last time I spoke to her. Of course, I wanted her to play at Harper College. Fantastic left-handed right side, and looks like her younger sister is filling in her shoes.
Rata on a little bit of a serving streak here. She continues. Brunn, Witkowski, and Daly's just going to have to hit this one over. Gretsch handles it. Rata, Plumnowski with the hit. Block, and it's going to be a great block by Julia Korzinska, and Ella Duckman will both get credit for it. But it looked like the hands were from Korzinska.
Yeah, they'll give a block assist to both players on that. Hit it right into the double block. They closed the double block. No accidents or blocking errors there.
Yeah. Witkowski to serve.
Boy, she's got a nice serve.
Johnson, Rata, Plumnowski into the net. 23-17. Grenadiers still down by 6 as we're getting late in this first set.
Yeah, Plabanski would probably like to have that one back.
Yeah.
It's off the net set. Put it in play.
Johnson, Rata, and Johnson off the serve, off the net, and what a great bounce off the net it was for Zoe Johnson. And it is now set point for the Pirates.
Yeah, I'm not tracking it. I wish I was now, but Zoe's got, probably about 5 kills?
5 or 6, yeah.
And from all over the place.
Plumnowski looking to end it in this first set. Brunn, Daly, Duckman, handled by Rata. It's going to be a free ball at the net. It's kept up. Diving effort by Gretsch, but the point will go to the Grens. 24-18.
Yeah, Rattay made a nice dig on that play. I thought that Palatine would be able to handle it better. Unfortunately, the next pass went a little bit haywire, but nice dig by Rattay there.
Gretsch off the serve. Looking for Chokajiva. Will be handled by Brunn. Daly, miscommunication by the Grens. It's a free ball. They're going to go right back to Chokajiva, and it is a set 1 win off the hand of Chokajiva.
That was a great set, and I really like how they were right back to her twice in a row, and I think that took Elk Grove by surprise. They set her the first time, and I think the setter has been proving that they haven't set the same person twice in a row very often on Palatine. So when you thought that they were going to go outside on that second swing, the middle had already had a one-way lead to make a double block, and by going right back to the middle to Mira, it was just, there was no block, and she hammered it.
Yeah.
And she hammered it away from back middle. So I think if you're Palatine, you're saying, okay, run more middle, right? But hit the corners, don't hit the back middle. I think on Palatine's side again, don't serve Witkowski. Just don't mess with her. Go find somebody else to serve at. Now, if you're Elk Grove, you want to see more sets to Sanchez for sure. We haven't seen much to Dilag.
No. Dilag or Sanchez haven't been very much targeted. Otherwise, off the serves by Palatine, it's been Brunn and Witkowski.
Right, I would continue to. I mean, we're not saying Brunn is a bad passer. I just think you want to keep it away from their liberos, getting paid the big bucks to do all the passing, right? So keep it away from her. Serve the other outsides, Brunn and Sanchez, whoever else happens to be there. Keep the serves away from Witkowski, and then Elk Grove. Brunn proves to be pretty good on offense, but I really like that Sanchez swing. I'm intrigued by the lineup that Elk Grove is using. I mean, I'm not trying to second-guess the coach by any stretch, but I'm a little surprised we don't see Sanchez on the right side. She's a left-handed swinger. She hits really well. I mean, you have to have a setter that can back set, and, of course, that also means you have to have another outside in addition to Brunn. Maybe they don't have a good second outside choice, but I'd like to see Sanchez swinging from the right side. She is tall, so you got to figure there's a good block. She's left-handed. She's strong, hits hard. Teams don't really play defense against right-side hitters as well. They're not used to seeing lefties. I don't know. I don't know what she's got on the bench that she could move Sanchez to the right side, but I'd like to see that. Maybe that Sammy Dahlia could be a left-side hitter.
Yeah.
So maybe she's still feeling out the lineup. 4-4. It's only 8 games in the season. She can make some changes as the year goes on. She's a good coach, knows what she's doing, good background.
Yeah. And just so the audience knows, too, we keep bringing up Harper College because Bob here is the head coach of the Harper College women's volleyball team. So.
And we got some really fantastic news yesterday. We're now going to be Division II in the major sports, right? So volleyball, basketball, soccer, baseball, softball. So scholarships now for Harper. You can play at Harper essentially for free as a Division II team. It's no longer a Division III team. Right now, we're ranked number 12 on all the D3 teams this year. We have a shot at the national championship for sure. Again, we've got the leading hitter in the country from Glenbrook South. Let's see, Taylor Knuth is leading the country. Eden Suh, who is the setter on our team, is leading the country in assists. She came from Buffalo Grove, but didn't play Buffalo Grove her junior or her senior year. She's leading the team in assists. And anyway, so any players who are good, they want to go to Harper next year, you got scholarships coming your way, and not just volleyball.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's a game changer.
Yeah, as we were talking a little bit about it before we hopped on, but it changes your whole recruiting process and everything.
Oh, very much so, yeah, and you got to be careful too, because it's not exactly first come first serve for those scholarships, right? But you wait and you wait and you wait, and then they're gone, and then you think that there's money at Harper. Nope, there really isn't. So November 1st is the signing. The first signing day, and we've got some recruits coming back that we want to give money to, and new recruits coming in we want to give money to, and then there's some spots open.
Yeah. As we're ready for set number 2, Rata back to serve it, continuing as she finished the first one, and that's going to be Sanchez. Brunn right back to Sanchez. It's going to be sent over. Johnson, Rata, Plebnowski floats it over and down. Pirates find the first point of set number 2, keeping the momentum on their side.
Yeah, it's a nice successful tip from Pobanski, but what I like is the serve from Rattay. She's got a nice hard float, and it's deep. But this is a good serve. Yeah.
And here is the second one from Rattay.
Boom.
Witkowski.
Yeah, but don't serve her.
and
there's that lefty, but from the right, from their left side.
Yeah, Plebnowski gets it blocked. Oh, and it's going to be, they're going to say Julia Jakorzinska.
Yeah, it went over the net. It's there's too much gap between the arms and the net. You got to close that gap and penetrate.
Yeah.
You want the ball to go down on the other side, right? That's like Captain Obvious, right?
As Rattay serve. And that is going to be Sanchez with the mishandle. 3-0.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. You want somebody other than Witkowski to handle it. In that case, Sanchez just put a last-minute, one-arm bandit out there, and that doesn't work. Not
right in front of Witkowski, who could have handled it, it looked like, from our point of view. So Rattay. This one is going to hit off the foot of Sanchez. Back-to-back mishandles by Sanchez. Creates back-to-back aces for Rattay and the Pirates. They're up 4-0.
And that's why you practice all the time when you're serving to make sure you can hit all the zones on the other side of the court. She's hitting her zones very well. It's third time in a row she got it to Sanchez.
Yep, and that's Eugene Newcomber.
And that'll be called a double hit from the referee. So 3 times she served Sanchez, 3 points in a row.
Yeah, that one, Olivia Eugene, number 13 for the Grens with the ball handling there. We didn't see her in the first set.
Well, if you don't win the first set, I mean, I feel like it's a computer program. You got to change it. Same lineup, you're going to lose again. Perfect pass from Witkowski.
Yep, to Eugene. They're going to have a cross-court attack by Daly. Eugene. Now Witkowski. Daly on the attack. Dug out by number 6. That's new Kendall Smith for the Pirates. Eugene digs out the attack. Sanchez is going to have a mishit, and it's going to fall to the ground on the Grand side. Pirates steaming away from this one early, 6-0.
Well, and it's very similar to the first game when they had an 8-3 lead, a 5-point lead. Now they have a 6-point lead, and they kind of nursed that 5-point lead to the end. And here, you've got the 6 points you need to win the game. It's just early in the second game.
Keeping it. Sanchez. Eugene is going to
not
get the point on that one.
Yeah, it's another double hit. Same thing. It's just that unfortunately the pass isn't to where the setter can handle it, and it's too easy to call double hit. Now here we made the substitution at Elk Grove.
Annabelle Sanchez comes out. Reese Wadas in, as though Reese and Olivia are both comers that were not on our roster when we got it. So look for some growth with Wadas and Eugene. Wadas with the attack, blocked at the net by Chokajavia.
You might remember a few years back,
Smith.
Katie Wadas on Elk Grove, right? She moved out of town. She was a very, very strong setter. This is her cousin.
Interesting.
So they put her in because she's a good defensive passer. So they got the pass up, but then they set her to hit it. And unfortunately, unlike Sanchez, she's not a really tall hitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this one, Brun handles it. Eugene looks to Smith, and that's going to be blocked at the net as well. Amber Plebnowski with the block.
So
and now the Pirates are just playing around with the Grenadiers.
Well, this is a demoralizing rotation for Elk Grove. Yeah, they called timeout, probably smart. They're hurting in this rotation. They got to figure out how to get out of it. So they took Sanchez, one of their better hitters, out, right?
Yeah.
But the problem was she was one of the reasons Palatine was scoring points. I think maybe in that scenario you might want to move Witkowski into the spot that they were serving into, move Sanchez up so you can still let her hit, and then move somebody on the far right side back to pass. Maybe that would have been the place to put Wadas in. A tough call for Tara Braceras here.
Yeah.
Now you're down 0-9 and a demoralized team, and Palatine's not going to let up.
Yeah. So as a coach, what are you talking to your teammates on this one? Down by 9, but still plenty of time to come back.
Well, let's start with the Palatine side. What you're saying is don't let them off the hook. Continue to serve, hit your spots. We're finding the weaknesses. I've had a game and a half to figure out who to serve at, so continue to hit your spots on serve. On the serve-receive side, that's the harder thing, right? You got to get the ball up. I think I would make an adjustment on serve-receive, who is where and which hitters. Like, in fact, here is another adjustment being made. Right, so I think Tara is doing the right things by making a couple subs here, but don't get the, what's the word I'm looking for? You still got to make sure you get this one pass, don't get rattled, hit the ball in, hit it hard, and then you get the ball back and you're in a new rotation.
Yeah, Rattay to Brun, Daly, looking towards Wadas, blocked at the net again. She'll keep it up though, and Wadas, another attack, and it's going to be her first kill of the game, Reese Wadas. And she gets the Grens on the board, 9-1. Let's see if they can make a comeback now.
More importantly, she got them out of that rotation. I like that line shot hit. She, the set wasn't exactly out by the antenna. She had to come into the court and turn her shoulders toward the line, and she made the play.
And Witkowski with an ace. Good timeout. This is the second time the Grens have called the timeout and then have gotten some points right after it.
Yeah, this might be a good game for Vanessa to download and put a highlight film together.
Yeah, she's having a good one. As now Pirates are going to feed Plebnowski, and it's going to be a point back to 8 for the Pirates on the attack and kill by Amber Plebnowski.
Yeah, that was a field goal right through Sammy Daly's hands on the block, unfortunately. Got to close those hands or be stronger.
And now Plebnowski back to serve. Goes over, and that is Duckman towards Daly. Wadas with the attack. And now the Pirates are going to feed Chokajiva. She didn't like it, but it goes down as a point for Palatine anyway.
Well,
11-2.
Yeah, it was mistimed a little bit, but she's tall, good athlete, and just reached over and just plunked it down to where there was nobody there. She's a good hitter in the middle.
Plebnowski with the 9-point lead. Sends it over, and a miscommunication there by Reese Wadas and Ella Duckman. And it is 12-2.
Yeah, give credit to the serve again. That serve was just a fantastic serve. No, lots of float, no spin, right between those two players. And this time, Wadas threw out one hand, just like Sanchez did earlier. You got to move and pass with your platform.
Brunn handles makes a little bit tough pass there. Witkowski just sends it over. Free ball for the Pirates. Chokajavia sends it to the ground, and it is now 13-2.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be done. There was a perfect pass from the libero, right? Kretsch, perfect pass, right?
Yeah.
Rattay with the jump set. And while Mira was in the air,
you wanted to
made
say
the
it.
set, yeah. And of course, put the crater down on the other side of the court.
Yeah. And Johnson will get a serve. It's going to be blocked and continued by the Pirates. Number 6, Smith, will send it out of play. 13-3 now is our score.
Yeah, rare error from Palatine in this match, right?
Yeah.
That was just way
First
down the
one,
line.
it seemed like, of both sets so far.
Right, and that's why you get a 13.3 lead. You just don't hit it out. Palatine's doing a great job keeping the ball in play. Another middle.
Chokajavia, that one's going to go over the back line. 13-4.
I like this middle run, though. They're running it quick. So it was a high, tight pass. The setter, Rattay, jumps. Mira's up in the air. She's hitting her while she's in the air, and it's quick. It's hard to defend. Very difficult to defend.
Daly, Gretsch, Rata. Johnson blocked, kept up by Chokajavia. Smith just sends it back over for the Grens. And now they're going to attack with Dilak. Diving effort by Rattay. Johnson handled by Witowski. Duckman sends it over. Diving effort by Gretsch. Grens get the point, though, 13-5.
Put it right in the middle of the court where nobody was there, and unfortunately the dive from
Gretsch.
Yeah, Gretsch just couldn't get to it. Probably should have shuffled over and got it.
Daly towards Plumnowski. Rattay. Johnson with the attack into the net. And it is going to be 4th straight point for the Grenadiers. Daly on the back hold with the serves, making a run.
That's what they needed to do.
Yep.
They needed to rotate out of that one bad rotation and then play the rest of the game.
Plumnowski handles the serve. Chokajavia blocked at the net, kept up by Rattay. Plumnowski. Johnson sends it into the net once again. 2 bad hits, 2 bad attacks by Johnson. Grens find themselves within 6 all of a sudden.
Right, and that's the formula for winning. You hit the things in and let the other guys hit them out. But you can't just hit them in like a roll or a tap. You have to put some aggression behind it.
Daly sends it over. Diving effort by Plumnowski. They go right back to Johnson. She gets it over and will get the kill off the diving effort of Vanessa Witkowski, the junior.
Almost a carbon copy of the play from the other side, right? Witkowski, this time he had to dive into the middle, and the ball landed in the middle. I think players have to read that play a little bit sooner and get there with both feet, not dive and stick out one arm.
As Chokajavia takes a second on the bench, Kessler comes in. Brunn towards Dilag, and Duckman will just send it over. Plebnowski, Tay, Johnson on the front will get fingertips and the point. They're back up to 8 with the lead.
I like Zoe's attack on that, right? She blasted it at the blocker's hands with a little bit of an edge to it to make it go out of bounds, right? So she wasn't really looking to hit the court. She was looking to hit the hands and hope it hit the rafters or the bleachers or something after that. That's at the higher levels, that's how you got to play against blocks. Hit it hard.
Kretsch serving. And that's going to be Sanchez. She's back in. Daly. Sanchez with the attack.
On the left side.
Handled by Smith. And then Rattay. Kessler will attack towards the back line. It's going to go out of play. 15-8.
So in this one rotation, Sanchez, well, she's back row player right now.
Yeah, she's back
to serve. But she was front right that one last rotation, and they set her that one time that she was there.
Sanchez over the net. Plebnowski. And Gretsch diving effort to keep it up. Johnson will just have to give a free ball to the Grens. And they are calling this Grenadier point, 15-9.
Yeah, Zoe had a tough angle on that.
Yeah.
We call it the cookie slice. Some people say the pizza slice, right, where it's out of bounds and you've only got a small portion of the court to hit into, and unfortunately just overhit it.
Yep. Sanchez. Plebnowski handles the serve. Rattay towards Johnson, and it's going to be an effort by Sanchez. Brunn hits it over. Rattay towards Johnson once again, double block off the fingertips, kept up by the Grens. Daly towards Witowski, and it is going to fall to the ground to kill on just a free ball. She was trying to keep up.
Yeah, Zoe didn't play defense on that ball. She'd like to have that play back. It was a free ball. She went back to get into her hitting approach, and the ball landed right where she should have been there to pass it. But Witkowski did the job. She got the ball over the net.
Yep, and that causes the Pirates to call a timeout as the Grens are only down by 5. Got a little bit of momentum and steam rolling for the Grens.
That's the thing, they got out of that rotation. They were down by a lot of points. They've closed the gap a little bit. Now it's still a lot more gap to close, and when you get that early lead, it's really hard to come back, right? But it's going to be interesting too when they rotate into that one rotation. Can they
handle it?
Yeah, well, can Palatine continue to pour it on in that one rotation and then make it tough for Elk Grove, or can Elk Grove get out of it? Sometimes when you rotate 6 times later, it happens right away. You get out of that rotation. That's what they need to do.
Well, like you said, they were down 9-0 once they got out of the rotation, and since then it's been a score of 10-6.
Right. So
without that 9-0 part, they'd be leading in the second frame so far.
Yeah, and like we said, almost a carbon copy of the first game when they got behind.
Yep. So Sanchez and the players back out for the Grens, as well as Gretsch and the Pirates. Sanchez back to serve for the Grenadiers. Sanchez targets Plebnowski as she had this whole time. Kessler will hit this one out of play. Grens continue getting points after timeouts. That one was off the timeout of Palatine, and they still get a point, 15-11.
But I very much like how Palatine's trying to run middle as often as possible. I do think the setters, for one, Rattay, need to get the ball out to the antenna for the outside hitters.
Plebnowski, Kessler blocked at the net. It's going to be, Kessler hits the net on the attack, so 15-12.
I don't like that. The ball hit the net and the block, right? And Kessler didn't hit the net. That should have been kept in play. That was a call that shouldn't have been made. But it was made, and now it's only a 3-point lead.
15-12. Sanchez continue with the streak. Serving Johnson, Rattay, Plebnowski attack out the back row. Handled by Sanchez. Witkowski just sends it over and out of bounds. It was close, though. But Pirates now regain a 4-point lead. And Ali Coruna Coruna comes in to serve for the Pirates.
She's the other setter, so let's see if we get more sets towards the antenna here, closer to the antenna. A lot of the sets have been high enough, but in and off the net for the outsides.
Witowski, Daly towards Dilac, and it's a little bit out of her reach. 17-12. Pirates looking to regain that lead that they once had at 9-0.
Yeah, if I were doing stats, I would say that's not a hitting error. That's unfortunately a setting error. It didn't go to where it needed to go, and Dilag just couldn't catch up to it.
So, Corna sends it over. Witowski, handled by Daly, and she's going to have Brunn attack. And it is going to be falling to the ground off the blocking attempt by Kessler. 17-13. Gren still in it.
Yeah, that was
we're getting late in the second half.
Yeah, that was a very fortunate block off Kessler's arm. She's over there penetrating, closing the block with the setter, and it just came at the wrong angle for her.
Yeah. Dilag tips this one over the net. 17-14. What a serve by Angelica Dilag.
We're not necessarily supposed to hope for a team, but I am sure hoping Elk Grove comes back and ties the score. We get to a game 3, right?
Yeah. Dilag. Another one. She's targeting Kretsch. Kretsch to Rattay. Now Johnson attacks, dug out by Sanchez. Now she'll send it over.
Yeah, free balls aren't going to help win.
Now Kessler with the attack, and it's going to be tipped at the net by Jakorzinska. And it's going to be point for the Pirates, 18-14.
Again, we like what Palatine did, ran the middle yet again. This time, Delilah Kessler went to the left side instead of the right side and kept it in. Nice hit. Back to the
Delilah Kessler, only a sophomore, so she will definitely be in the footsteps of Mira Chokajvia, as she's already shown a very good promise for these Pirates. As this is a mishandle error by Jakorzinska.
Yeah, the set was a bit low because of the mishandle. Like you said, I think the ref could have called double hit, just chose not to. But unfortunately, the double hit caused the ball not to go where it needed to, so it was too low of a set for the middle attack.
Johnson serving for the Pirates. Handled by Sanchez. Daly right back to Sanchez. Johnson will handle the attack. Rata Plebnowski gets it dug out by Sanchez. Now Brun's going to attack. Tipped at the net, and it's going to go to the ground for the Grens. 19-15. It looks like they just got out of that rotation that hurt them at the beginning of this set.
But I really like that set. Got all the way out to the antenna, and then Bruns put was able to kill it. There's a gap usually between the block and the antenna, and that's exactly where the set went. Perfect set. Oh, don't miss your serve now.
Yep, Duckman sends it into the net.
That was unfortunate. And Duckman normally is a good server.
Yeah, she's a senior, very experienced for this Grenadiers team.
So the Palatine JV is starting to cheer it up.
Yep, Maddie Patterson comes into the match.
Smell the
Witkowski, Daly, and Sanchez sends it into the net. Chokajavia was there for a block. I don't know if she got a finger on it, but either way, Pirates point.
Yeah, it went into the net. But, of course, Patterson coming into the game really got her friends going on the JV side of things.
Patterson sent the second one into the net and keeps the Grenadiers in the match.
I like that she got a chance to go into the match.
Yeah,
she obviously did that to serve for Delilah, who actually has a pretty good serve, but he obviously wanted to put Patterson in.
Yep.
Also on the bench over there is like a 6'2" Izzy Storelli, who would be able to stop a lot of hitters on the blocking side if she goes and plays right side. She's an excellent blocker. So there's a lot of options over there on that Palatine bench.
Yeah, absolutely, as that was an error there by the Pirates. So 21-17, Gren's still in it, but got to make a run very, very soon. Brun with the serve. Johnson handles it. Rattay, Plebnowski hits a home run on this one. It goes almost over the bench. Grenadiers point.
I think you have to say that was a foul ball, home run, right?
Yeah. Other way, it was hammered.
Well, we like to do that. You want to hit it hard. You don't give somebody easy shots, right? So I like how Plebnowski is attacking the ball. You want to keep that up.
Rattay, Chokajavia off the net, out of bounds. Gren's down by 2, 21-19.
Yeah, they need to pass to zone 6, not to zone 8. That took some court away. So when Mira hit it, went out of bounds. Right, if that passes zone 6 and that same hit happens, that would have been a kill.
Johnson handles the serve. They're going to go to Plebnowski, set, and Witkowski will try and give Sanchez an attack.
Yeah, I don't think giving him a free ball was a smart move.
Absolutely not. As Plebnowski's going to get it sent back to the ground by Sammy Daly. Gren's within one. Timeout by the Pirates, 21-20 in the second set.
Yeah, so we have a 1-point game with just 4 or 5 points to go, right? And a major comeback. It started out at 0-9. But you can't play not to lose, right?
Yeah.
So giving over a free ball, sure, it kept the ball in play, but good teams will put that down your throat. So they were fortunate that they got the block after that play because it wasn't a great pass. Another pass that went to zone 8. So right now, if I'm the Palatine coach, I'm like, pass it to zone 6 so we have more court to run the middle with, okay? And if you're Elk Grove, you just can't play not to lose. So instead of freeing that over, you have to hit a down ball or hit something deep behind the setter, behind the other, behind the libero in the other corner. But if you give away free balls, especially with Palatine's middle attack and with Mira in the front row, that's not going to go well.
Yeah.
But these are the games you practice in gym. Now, in practice, I mean, it's only, 21-20? Yep. So you put the score at 20-20, and you play it out, and you learn how to play under pressure, and you learn how you win those games and how you lose those games. And the first way to lose those games is giving away free balls or certainly by hitting it out. Yeah. And you got to serve in. And, of course, you need a clutch pass. So we're going to see now if Palatine gets a clutch pass and if Elk Grove can get a good serve.
Yep. As Lauren Brun has been serving the last 4 points for the Grens. Hopefully she could keep it up. And like you said, get us to a third set. Johnson to Corona. And Chokajavia is just going to have to free ball it for the Grens. Daly's going to get a kill. And we're all square at 21 here in Elk Grove.
Yeah, everybody thought Sammy Daly was going to make a set there. And being the smart Sammy Daly that she is, she took the opportunity to dump it. Nice tight set and got the kill to tie it.
Yeah. And Brun now serving with the tie game, sends it over. Plebnowski handles it. Rattay, Chokajavia into the net. And now the Grenadiers have the lead, 22-21.
Well, that was the pass that Palatine needed, but we also, if you're Elk Grove, you do not want to lose this point because that's the rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's deadly. So if they need to try to win it here if they can, don't do anything stupid to take you out of the rotation. If Palatine earns it, they earn it. But don't give it to them.
Nope. Brun over
like that.
And
Don't do
out.
that.
Yeah.
That's the recipe for disaster. Now you're at 22-22, and Rattay's serving. This was the danger, Will Robinson against Elk Grove. So Sanchez is going to have to come up with a pass. Doesn't look like he's going to go back to Wada, or she's going to go back to Wada's this time.
And the Palatine just sent in Izzy Storelli, who you brought up a couple points ago. So they're trusting in.
Well, they're hoping for the block
senior.
at the end of the game, right?
Yep, Rattay over.
Actually, the coach here was hearing the broadcast.
And the Grens somehow recoil and get it over.
Somehow, that was a great dig by Izzy.
Yeah, absolutely. And it falls to the ground. I was talking about the mishandle serve on Rattay.
Right.
And they somehow get it over. But 23-22, Witkowski now back to serve. Witkowski over the net. Johnson. Rattay unable to do it. Grens have set point to even this up at 1. Witkowski back to serve.
So Palatine first needs a pass. They're not calling timeout. First needs a pass, then a set and a kill twice in a row to tie the game.
Johnson.
Not a great pass.
And it's going to fall to the ground. Ace for Witkowski. 25-22. 1-1 is the total. We're going to a game 3 here in Elk Grove.
Well, I feel like we deserved this, right? Both teams are 4-4, right? So we had in both games, Elk Grove started out behind. So again, if you're Elk Grove, man, you're happy with these results. You started out behind. At least game 2, you were able to come back and win it. So you feel like the momentum is on your side for game 3. But at the end of the day, both teams are 4-4, so they're relatively even. Anything can happen. And going to a game 3, you could almost see it. But I also felt like Palatine kind of hit the ball into the net just way too often, and that's what allowed Elk Grove to come back. Sometimes that happens when you get all the points in one rotation, right? The other team is able to fight back in the other 5 rotations. So if you're better than the other team in 5 out of 6 rotations, you're going to win more games. You just got to get out of that one bad rotation. And, of course, the second time through it in this game, they did.
Yeah, and now this third set gives you a chance to recruit a couple more players for your Harper team.
That's right. Anybody listening to this, right? Right.
So all the momentum's on the Elk Grove side. Obviously, they're probably just saying, keep it up, keep it up. How do you come back as a Palatine Pirate here?
Well, let's see, more not tactical, but more execution. So those sets that aren't getting out to the antenna, they need to. The sets are 8 feet off the net and 10 feet from the antenna. They need to get out to the antenna, whatever, 3 feet off, 2 feet off, 6 inches from the antenna, whatever. It's got to get out there. And then when those sets happen, the hitters from the outside from Palatine will just tear into the ball. They are very good hitters. They need the better sets. And then, of course, that'll open up the middle then. Mira and Delilah both are excellent middles and block real well, but if they can get the sets out to the antenna, I think that's the only thing Palatine needs to fix. And then I suppose the hitting errors, but kind of reminds me of those half error situation. The set doesn't get where it needs to go, and then the hitter hits it out. Well, if the set was good, the hitter wouldn't have hit it out, right? But nonetheless, at the end of the day, you still lost that point.
Yeah. One thing that we keyed in on the first set was the attacks by Zoe Johnson. The Grens kind of shut her down in that second set. I don't know. She may have gotten a kill or 2, but not the 6 that she had in the first set.
Yeah, you want to look at the stats on this, but I think the first set, Palatine's passing wasn't real good. So the sets went to the back row a lot. That's why they were setting Zoe a lot. I think in the second game, especially with that lead, Palatine was passing a little bit better, and of course Elk Grove wasn't playing as well at that point in time. So the game just, you kind of have to follow where the ball goes, and I think it was just because of that is why Zoe didn't have any back row attacks. But I do agree with you, though. Get back to more swings from Zoe. I just want to see them from the front row and closer to the antenna rather than you're a front row player, but the sets are all off the net. Because then you're kind of backing up to hit it. When you set the back row, you have an approach in front of you. I just think Palatine's setting needs to be a little bit more precise. But for Elk Grove, you have to say, you fought through that one rotation, and for them, I think it's, passing and don't hit it out. Passing, don't hit it out. I also think they should pester the line. Make both setters at Palatine play defense. Not the libero, not Kretsch. Keep it away from her, but go down the line, make the setters play, and then Kretsch has to do some more bump setting, and that keeps the middles from Palatine out of the play.
Yeah. As we are about ready here for set number 3.
Right, with the deadly lineup.
Yeah, in Elk Grove, Rattay back to serve. The Palatine JV and freshman sophomore squads are right next to us, so it maybe get a little loud on our mics here.
Yeah, I think they're louder than the whole rest of the gym combined.
Absolutely. Elk Grove, Witkowski's just going to send it over.
Yeah,
free
I'm not
ball.
a fan
Johnson.
of free balls.
Jokajavia tries to get him on the board. and misses. Grenadiers on the board first.
Yeah, they need to get that pass to zone 6, not to zone 8, right? And then she has the whole court to swing at. In this case, she had to turn her body and go back to the setter. Maybe the set was a tad high. I don't know. Just missed it.
Witkowski serves over the net. Johnson, Kretsch, and it is going to be sent over by Smith.
Now there's a perfect pass into zone 6.
Yeah.
Yep, and then a fastball to the outside.
Tay, Kretsch, back row attack by Johnson, handled by Duckman. Daly towards Dilag, blocked at the net, kept up, and it's going to be a free ball. Rattay towards Plebnowski, blocked, kept up by Dilag, and it is going to be handled by Johnson. Rattay, Chokajavia blocked and falls on the Grenadier side, so solo block for Angelica Dilag.
Well, no, it went on between her hands and the net, right? But what I was impressed with in Palatine's case is a pass more to the middle of the court. Yeah, zone 6 kind of thing is all like in system and a perfect set, perfect hit.
As Plebnowski with the serve, Daly hustles across court, finds Sanchez and gets the kill, and 2-1 Grenadiers.
Yeah, unfortunately, she went up at the same time the block went up, and the block then came down, and the ball kind of went through the blocker's hands. Blockers had to wait a little longer. Sanchez jumped late.
And Daly back to serve, and that one goes into the net.
Yeah, that's that
I
recipe.
saw that one right away as she missed time to jump.
Low toss, right. Yeah, speaking of that, Elk Grove survived a late missed serve and still won that game.
Yeah. Kretsch back to serve for Palatine, 2-2 game. Sanchez, Daly, right back to Sanchez, handled by Plebnowski. Rattay towards Dilag, and it is going to be a kill for Dilag as she just tips that one right back over.
Yeah, that play obviously did not go where Palatine wanted it to go. They're setting the ball up for somebody to hit it near the net, but it got too tight, and of course Dilag's going to dump that.
Sanchez back to serve.
I like the Sanchez on the right side thing. I know she's back row again, but I liked that last hit when she was on this side.
Tips the net. Rattay, Kessler, diving effort by Witkowski. It hits the ref standing on the top there.
Real nice timing again. Palatine's running the quicker middles, right? They've got good, strong, tall middles, and the setter has to jump set. The middle is in the air, and they make the play quick. That's how you run a real nice middle.
Karuna back to serve for the Pirates. So set number 3 here. Did we go to 15 or 25?
25.
25. That's what I thought. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, college is 15 on the 5th game.
Yep, absolutely.
I think non-conference games in high school, they go to 15 on game 3, but here it'll be 25.
This is a non-conference game, so.
Well, it's maybe MSL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll find out eventually.
No, it'll be 25.
Karuna, yeah.
Corona sounds like what I had last night.
Number 25, Johnson. Rattay, back row attempt by Plebnowski, out of play. 4-4, all square in set number 3.
Those hits out of bounds, that's what sunk Palatine last game. They got to keep them in. Reach high, a lot more topspin.
And
don't drop your arm.
Back to serve. Sends it over.
Plebnowski
handles. Kretsch. Johnson. Handled by Dilac now. Daly towards Brunn. Brunn will get it dug up by Plebnowski. Rattay, Johnson, tipped at the net. Diving effort by Brunn. Falls to the floor. Pirates lead 5-4.
That worked out with Johnson hitting it, right? But again, that set was low and inside. And if she can get that ball up higher into the antenna, Johnson will be even more deadly than she already is.
So Johnson back to serve for the Pirates. Sends it over. Brunn handles.
Keeps it away from
Daly.
Witkowski.
And now Sanchez back row will send it over. 6-4 for the Pirates.
Mira doing a little ball shagging there.
Yeah.
I like that. You want to tell your players to play fast. So when the ball goes out of bounds, you get it as quick as you can to the server. Don't give the other time to set up.
Yep.
The ref will blow the whistle.
Sanchez, Daly, Duckman on the attack. Corona handles it. Plebnowski attacks. Diving effort by Duckman. Brunn just has to send it over. Rattay, Kessler, dug up by Sanchez. No one there home. 7-4. The Pirates on a little bit of a run.
I feel like the Pirates can be a bit underrated. And where I'm going with that is that was the kind of attack they hit outside, they dug it. Hit middle, they dug it. They hit middle again, they finally got the point. Just continue to hit until the other team finally can't defend it.
Yeah,
Palatine has good enough setting and good enough hitting to keep doing that.
Yep. Johnson sends it over. Brunn. Free ball sent to the ground by Rattay. 8-4. as there was a mishandle by Brunn, and it was paid off by Rattay.
Yeah, and Rattay obviously has some hops. She must have a trampoline at home.
Yeah,
I think she bumped her head on the ceiling on that hit.
Rattay is a 5'6" freshman, too. So Johnson with the double. Brunn, Witkowski. Daly's just going to have to hit it over. Planowski.
Another free ball, though.
Rattay,
not a good recipe.
Kessler. And it's going to find the floor. 9-4 Pirates.
So this is that early lead again. But you can tell that Palatine is a lot more rejuvenated, I guess you'd say, for this third game.
And we're going to have a timeout here by the Grenadiers. 9-4 is our score.
So Palatine just got to continue to hit, and Elk Grove has to find a way not to give away free balls. That's not easy because on some of these digs, there's some nice hits and actually some nice digs, but you got to get that second ball into a spot where you can hit it, and not like Sanchez hitting it out, but like Sanchez, but hitting it back at the Palatine setter. And that's what Elk Grove is going to have to do. They're going to have to be a lot more precise on where they hit the ball and why they hit it over there, for example.
Yeah, the main difference between these two teams, it seems like, is the attacking. Palatine can hammer it from all three spots, it seems like. The Grens really don't have that so far.
Yeah, it's so true. Palatine's got, in my view, 4, maybe 5 bona fide hitters if you put Izzy in on the right side, right? If you look at Elk Grove, you're like, where are their hitting come from? Well, Dilag is good as a freshman. I know on the huddle highlights, Jakorzinska got a bunch of kills on that, and of course Brunn got some kills. I think Sanchez would be better served on the right side than the left side because she's lefty. But again, Tara knows her own team. She knows what her other outside choices are.
As we're ready to go, 9-4. Johnson sends it over after the timeout. Sanchez, Daly, Duckman on the attack, and Kessler and Plevnotsky there for the block. 10-4 Pirates. First time the Grens did not get a point after a timeout.
Yeah, I felt like that was a bit unfair. You have Duckman hitting against that block, led by Delilah. Kessler, oh my God, she's like over her head. That's not a wall, it's a roof.
Yeah. Grens free ball it over towards Rattay. Plevnotsky blocked and in. Julia Jakorzinski and Sammy Daly, Duckman was there.
We have a real good angle on that. That set didn't get anywhere near the antenna, and of course it was blocked. And those are the sets that they just need to get to the antenna. So Palatine has to work on continuing to not lose any aggressiveness in the middle, but at the same time, when you go outside with it, being able to push the ball further out. Now, it's harder for the setters at Palatine. First, there's a freshman maybe involved, and second, they're jump setting. It's harder to push it out when you're jump setting. So
Johnson with the attack.
They just have to go back to the drawing board a little bit with the setters.
Brunn sends it over. Johnson dug up. Rattay. Johnson backcourt attack. Daly with the Witkowski. Brunn now into the net. 11-5. Palatine lead.
Yeah, unfortunately, Brunn got a hitting error on that. I don't think the set was in her wheelhouse, but hitting it out didn't need that. But that's one of the rare errors that Brunn has been made hitting at least.
Anna Wilcox, the senior, back to serve for the Pirates with a 6-point lead. Witkowski handles it.
Don't serve her.
Daly, Brunn, and in play right towards the direction of us.
Hey, I got to play.
Grenadiers point. Brunn will go back to serve. Brunn serving for the Grenadiers. Sends it over. Johnson handles it. Rattay. Chokajavia floats it over. Witkowski keeps it up, and they're going to say it hit the ground. Chokajavia with the kill.
We couldn't tell, but it looked like a legit pancake from here. I mean, we're way too far away to know. I thought she got it. I mean, I'd have to say obviously didn't. Nobody's jumping up and down. You missed it, ref. But that's that. Elk Grove decided to go ahead and double block the middle, and they did. When that happens, you have to have the back left. In this case, Witkowski cover that zone 4 tip.
Rattay serving 12-6. Sanchez to Daly.
A confident
right
Sanchez.
Back to Sanchez. Johnson digs that one up. Rattay. Johnson with the back row and the kill.
And you talked about it earlier. We didn't see Johnson hit any of those back row attacks in the second game, right? So Zoe again from the back row, another point. This is that deadly rotation.
Yeah, absolutely. As Rattay is there.
She's a superb server.
13-6. Rattay. Wilkowski. Daly. Julia Jakowski now, or Jasinski, sends it over. Plebnowski, handled by Duckman. Daly just floats it over. Gretsch keeps it. And just as Jakozinski with the kill around Chokajavia.
Yeah, Jack Krasinska. She was over here earlier. She's playing middle. I don't know how tall she is. She just doesn't look very tall to me. But she is playing middle and got that kill.
Yep, Wilkowski back to serve for the Grens. Johnson handles it. Rattay. Back row attack by Johnson goes into the net. 13-8. Grens within 5.
And now I'm just teasing, of course, but with an undersized middle, right? Maybe you got to put Sanchez in the middle and the right side.
Yeah, try and figure it out, right? Witkowski sends it over. Plebnowski handles. Now Johnson right back to Plebnowski. Attack, Brunn. Dug it up. Sanchez attacks and finds a hole. 13-9. Grens back in this spot, inching their way back in.
That was set by Smith, right? I didn't notice, or by Sam Daly, right? Sammy Daly?
Yep.
Is that set? Yeah, right. Her sets have been getting out to the antenna. Unfortunately, Elk Grove's on the other side of the net, so it's harder to see the numbers as often, but Sammy Daly's doing a great job getting the sets to the antennas for Elk Grove.
Johnson, Rattay, Chokajavia floats it up.
Another tip. This time Witkowski did get it.
Now Dilag sends it over. Johnson dives it up. Rattay, Plebnowski, dug up by Duckman. Daly, Dilag, kept in the air by Chokajavia. Kretsch, Rattay, Chokajavia tipped at the net. Brunn, Daly floats it over and gets the kill. 13-10 Grenadiers.
I'm liking this Sammy Daly more and more as the game goes on. Yeah,
absolutely.
She's smart, right? Good blocker, good hitter. It's obviously a good setter. Does play defense.
Witkowski still down by 3. The Grenadiers.
Sammy Daly, a junior, so she should be back next year,
Yeah.
perhaps setting.
Rattay, Plebnowski back row attack.
Nice dig.
Daly. Now Sanchez blocked by Plebnowski and Chokajavia.
Now that was too bad. The pass went a little bit further from zone 6 than you want, and then Daly had to push it all the way out past the normal hitter because you have to push it to the lefty Sanchez, and just couldn't do it. So Sanchez hit into a kind of a trap set into a double block.
Yeah. Plebnowski back to serve, up by 4.
That's a good serve.
And it is going to be a great one as it's an ace. Duckman mishandles it. 15-10.
Yeah, I don't know which camera was on that, but if you put the camera right behind the server on this, it is a real nice float.
Plebnowski after the ace.
Boom.
Sends this one over.
Yep.
Sanchez.
That's tough to pass.
Dilak and the second straight ace for Plebnowski. Amber Plebnowski.
I feel like Elk Grove is playing so well. Unfortunately, a couple aces are taking them out of it. They were, 10-14? It was 10-13. They got the side out, now 2 aces.
Yeah.
So Plebanski is just, taking Elk Grove out of it here.
And it is a timeout by Elk Grove.
Yeah, it's a good time for it. A good job by the coach to break this momentum. I think when the other team gets 2 aces and pulls ahead by 6, that's probably a good time to call timeout.
Yeah.
Now, what are you hoping for after the timeout? Well, you're hoping for a weaker serve. Obviously, a missed serve can happen, but at least a weaker serve. Because as a server, you do not want to ever miss a serve after a timeout. So usually you take something a little bit off of it to make sure it's in. So that's sometimes why the team that calls timeout gets the side out, because there is something taken off on the serve, and that's why they do call timeout in those spots.
Yep.
But Plebanski now is in the back row, so that means Zoe is in the front row. And if the sets can get out to the antenna, Zoe Johnson can do some damage.
Yeah.
But the sets for Palatine haven't gotten out there. I'm sure when they reviewed this tape, especially if the camera angle's on the side instead of up on top, they'll see that the sets are just not getting to the antennas. And I feel like you're leaving money on the table by not getting the ball out there for the outside hitters.
Yeah, absolutely. As we come back from the timeout, Pirates of Palatine lead 16-10. Grenadiers trying to inch their way back in. They made a good run, and now Plebnowski of Palatine has kind of shut the back door.
This always makes me nervous when I see this server. She's outside the line. Now she's back in the line. You're always like, you can't serve from there. It always makes me, anxious as a passer.
Dilak sends it over. Rata, Chokajavia tipped at the net. Brunn dug it out. Witkowski sends it over for a free ball. Rattay, cross court. Johnson in play, they're saying 17-10.
Yeah, I think the Elk Grove team willed it to be off the court, but it indeed was on the court. And again, that set didn't get out there.
It did not, but that one found a hole.
It was a good
It
hit.
didn't seem like there was any Grenadier players there to block that.
Well, they went with the fake in the middle, and they're doing a good job stopping Mira in the middle and digging her when she hits it to the back middle, but they have to spend a lot of energy to stop her, and then Zoe's wide open on those if it's a good set to the outside. Another free ball. That's not going to go well.
Kretsch, Rattay, Chokajavia tipped.
Another good
Brun
dig.
handles. Daly, Sanchez, and it's going to be mishandling error by Daly. 18-10, a great run by the Pirates.
Yeah, I like those middle attacks, but Elk Grove is doing a good job handling them. I think, though, if Mira just goes to either of the corners, those will land.
Yeah.
Yeah, Palatine, like I said, has a lot more in the tank. If they get those antenna sets, right, and then go to the corners on the middle hits. That's a nice serve. Rattay's got a nice serve.
Daly floats it over. She finds the floor once again, 18-11. She's been very well at that.
Very smart player, very smart setter. A good one to lead an offense. I mean, it remains to be seen who Elk Grove is going to have next year as hitters. I mean, they're going to get Dileg back, right? But there's a lot of seniors on this team. Brun's a senior. Jack Krasinska's a senior. Witkowski, is she a junior? No, she's a junior.
Yep.
But she's not a hitter either. Well, maybe.
Chokajavia floats it over. Diving effort by Witkowski. Dilak gets the kill. 18-12.
Just looking, Witkowski is a good-sized libero. I'm wondering how well she hits.
I give her the opportunity, right?
Well, again, that's something that Tara would do in practice, and only she would know. But
as this one by Daly floats out of the back line.
Witkowski's a good athlete. I'm thinking, maybe letting her hit wouldn't be a bad thing if you need hitters. But Daly is going to be a good setter next year. Not that she's not this year. I'm just saying she's going to be a good team leader for next year. Now that we don't see Gabur out here.
Kretsch over to Sanchez. Witkowski finds Duckman. Diving effort by the Pirates. It's going to fall back towards the Gren side to Witkowski. Duckman the attack. Pavlovsky handled. Cross court to Johnson. It's going to be a free ball for the Grens. We haven't seen too many of those. And it's going to be an error. As that's what you can't have when they just give you an opportunity.
Well, that, and again, you're that lefty on the left side kind of thing, right? So we're trying to set a fast four, which is probably the appropriate set to make. She has to push it past the right hand to get it to the left hand to just misconnect it. It's a hard set to make.
Kretsch sends it over. Sanchez blocked it, and it's going to be a kill as it hits the hands of Kessler but falls to the ground on her side.
And it seems like every time they set her on that left side, on that right side, our left, their right, Sanchez gets a side out. That's where she belongs.
And Sanchez
nice swing,
now back
good
to
hit.
serve.
But down 7.
Yeah, 20-13 is our score. Johnson handles the initial serve. Rattay, Kessler, into the net. 2014 Grenadier, down by 6 are the Grenadiers.
That's something else that can be fixed in practice with, give people bad sets. So get used to bad sets, right?
Yeah.
That wasn't a set that it was in her wheelhouse. You have to be able to move your feet, get under it, and still hit it in.
Adjust.
Yeah.
Rattay,
Nice
Kessler. Witkowski handles the attack. Now they're going to attack with Brun. Plebnowski. Rattay, cross court to Johnson. Hammered. Out of play, 20-15. Pirates still with the 5-point lead.
Tara Braceros on the line making the call.
And it's going to be a timeout by the Pirates as they're up by 5. 20-15 is our score.
So that landed, about as far away in the gym as it can be from us, right? So from this angle, it absolutely looked like the shot was in, right? But from Tara Braceros' angle, it doesn't matter where it landed. It was out.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, we cannot see any of the lines on that side of the court.
Yeah, they happened to us at regionals one time, right? Regional championship game. The coach of the other team is on that line, right? The coach sees it land, knows darn well it's in, calls it out. You're not supposed to call it either way, right? The line judge wasn't watching, so they naturally just emulated what the coach did, and then the up ref doesn't overrule it. Wait a minute. You're paid to see that ball land. You can't just let the other coach call the ball. So, as usual, Elk Grove is trying to make a late comeback against Palatine, and sometimes it works. Palatine can shut that down, though. If they can get the sets out to the antenna, there's no way Elk Grove is going to stop those hits. The Plebansky and Zoe Johnson are just way too good. But the set's got to get out there. And Rattay, she's just a freshman, so...
Yeah, she's done a very good job.
Yeah, a little bit more, a little bit of weight room work, a couple more sets in practice, get on a good club team, make sure you're setting, and you're going to make a difference in your high school career.
And possibly collegiate career.
Yeah.
As here's a Rattay, a set. Kessler's going to get her.
Oh, that's lame.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
21-15.
That's just lame. I do not like that double hit at all. To me, that was a good second up. There were not two different contacts, one on each hand. I just don't like that call in volleyball. What happens there is it's kind of surprised the referee, and it's not exactly a volleyball play because it's not a cleanish set. But anyway, double hit called, and Palatine with the ball.
Yep, Karuna gets the ace, 22-15.
Yeah, both setters, Karuna and Rattay, are strong servers for Palatine.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been doing a great job on the serving end. Karuna, serve number 2, gets over. Witkowski, Daly, attacks with Brunn into the net.
Oh, not a good time for a hitting error.
Pirates only need 2 points to settle this one.
Yeah, she looked like she hit it a little bit sidearm, and unfortunately, either you got to be a little bit taller, right, or you got to reach high and snap, right? And she just hit that in the net. Not a good time for it.
Karuna, handled by Sanchez. Daly attacks with Duckman. Tipped at the net, kept on the Grenadier side. Daly, Dilak, tipped again, and point Pirates as Kessler gets a block.
Well, I think that probably hit the tape. I don't think it went into the block, right? But I like that they were trying to run the middle. I think Elk Grove needs to do more of that. But this freshman, it's first year, right? She's going to get better quickly.
Absolutely.
So you got to keep running it.
Match point for the Pirates.
Perfect pass again.
Duckman.
And shut down.
And it is going to fall to the ground. Pirates win set number 3. 25-15.
That time Zoe shut her down. That's a tough spot for Duckman to be in. She's, as tall as she is on the right side trying to hit, not Sanchez, right? And then you got big Delilah Kessler there and Zoe Johnson. There's just no chance on a trap set like that. What a match.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we head out, any thoughts on the whole match itself?
Well, it kind of like what we expected would happen, right? Both teams are 4-4. I thought Palatine has a real rounded offense, both middles and both outsides. They were able to exploit that. Elk Grove, some young talent there, but a lot of seniors who are graduating. So it was a fun game. Elk Grove made a couple of really nice comebacks, just fell short.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank all of you for watching. Thank you for EGTV for always setting this up. I'm Chris Randall, and he is Bob Ville-Soleil. We will see you guys soon on the next EGTV broadcast. Thank you guys.
Right. Well, we want to shout out to Scott Mayernick, Debbie Dennison, and Vanessa Mency, who produced this this show today. So I know it's an honor to be here, and we'll see you next time.
Especially with the fiasco that happened right before this, they deserve a big shout out. All right. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you.